We live in a world that is sometimes overwhelming. We get bombarded all the time with all kinds of things from social media, telephone calls, email. I mean, every time I open my email, it is like I have dozens of emails in my inbox, and it is just overwhelming. It is too many things that we need to do. Also, our family and friends want to spend time with us. We have hobbies of things we like to do. There are TV shows that we would love to be able to watch, or sports like my husband, and we're getting bombarded from every which way all of the time. The reality is that all the things that we do, that we decide to spend our time on, are either things that create traction on our business or distraction from our business. And so as business owners, if we want to be able to succeed and achieve our goals, we need to be aware of that, especially if you, as you look at your business, think there are many more things that I would like to accomplish or that I feel like I should be accomplishing. Could it be that you have an imbalance on the things that you're spending time on, and you might be spending time more on things that are causing distraction versus things that are causing distraction in your business? If you're not aware of this, and if you're not proactively managing your time, you could be causing your own derail of the progress that you want to achieve because of it. So ideally, by the end of this podcast, I want to make sure that you have the tools to identify what are the things that cause traction and what are the things that cause distraction, so that you can start focusing on the ones that are going to help you build the business that you want and the results that you deserve. But before we get started, subscribe to our podcast. If you are enjoying our videos and you find value of this, please subscribe to our channel, like the session, and let us know what you think about it. And I'd love to hear from you, because it's not just about me sharing with you, but we have a community of franchise leaders in this podcast that follow us that would love to hear from you too, not just from me. So having said that, let me go ahead and get started with understanding what is traction and what is distraction. Anything that is things that give you traction are the things that are in alignment with your franchise business goals. If you're spending time on things that are taking away from your time and your energy and the resources from achieving your goals, those things are distractions. Now, it is true that we do need to go to the bathroom and we need to eat and we want to spend time with our family, but you just need to be aware of how much time you're spending on things that are building your business versus distracting you from the business, especially things that are not as valuable as social media scrolling, right? I know I'm sure guilty of it. Would that be attraction or distraction activity versus you thinking and spending your time thinking about your next marketing strategy? I think the answer is obvious. And so the first step to be able to be more effective at focusing on things that are going to make a difference is to being aware of where you're spending your time. Are you spending your time in the things that are giving you traction, or are you spending time on the things that are distracting you? So let me share a couple of things that are common distractions for franchisees. And some of these things might not be seen as distractions, but they actually are. So for example, over analyzing data. Within your business, you have a lot of reports, financial statements, dashboards, all kinds of data and information from everywhere in your organization. Now, this data is important, but being able to identify which data you're going to look at and how much time you're going to be spending on that data is going to be the difference between distraction and traction. One of the things that we highly recommend is that you choose 3 specific things that you're going to focus on every day, and we call that the business trinity. So these are 3 KPIs. These are the numbers that are the most important in your business, that make the biggest impact, and you should be looking at that every single day. Not 27 things, but 3. And then we say, okay, from the 3 a day, now every week you should have a dashboard of sorts that have 5 to 10 KPIs that are going to be, again, the next level of most important data for you, and that's where you spend your time on. And then of course, ultimately, your monthly profit and loss statement and financial statements that will give you the final and complete story of your business. Beyond that, unless you are identifying an issue and going deep onto that issue, you might be getting distracted. There is such thing as analysis paralysis. Don't go there, because that is what's distracting you from accomplishing your business goals. Another common franchise distraction is chasing trends. I mean, we sure know that there are many things that, like I mentioned, we're getting bombarded with in emails. Oh, this AI workshop, or maybe this financial workshop, or maybe this training for this, or this, conference for that, or, a meeting for, I mean, we could just get distracted by chasing things that are, bombarding us like that, or chasing trends. Oh, this is the newest platform for this, and the newest platform for that, and a vendor for this, and a vendor for that. And all of those, chasing trends or shiny objects are taking away from your time, your resources. And while they may be helpful, when you are spending so much time spread in so many things that you're not even implementing in the first place, that is a distraction. Another common distraction for franchisees is micromanaging your staff. If you're a franchisee and you have one unit, you need to train your people to do a great job so that they can do it. If you have more than one unit, obviously you should be training your unit managers and their leaders so that they can manage the unit, so that you don't have to micromanage them on a day-to-day operations. The better you train your people, the more that you're going to be able to focus yourself on traction producing activities in your business. So that's why that's so important. Something else, I mentioned obviously social media. There is a certain amount of social media that we can be spending time on, which is if we're looking at our social media for our business. Obviously, we want to look at our pages and what the comments are from our customers and so forth, so on. And, and I'm not saying don't use social media for fun. I certainly use social media for fun myself. Actually, I use a lot of social media for training and learning. And when stress builds up, I actually like to use social media to watch videos like on Prime or Netflix. And that actually helps me decompress, which then gives me the energy to then have the traction activities. And so as long as you are managing yourself properly and understanding how social media is affecting you, then you might be either on the traction side or the distraction side. And another example of the things that could be distractions is unstructured or unnecessary meetings. I know that I spent many, many years in the corporate world, and we had way too many meetings. I love Zoom, by the way. I love texting. I love email, because that way I can just send the information quickly. Short emails, the shorter the better, obviously. And so having meetings that are either well planned with clear objectives, with even a time limit, is going to be important. Or if you just say no to meetings that don't have very clear objectives, then don't have them. Ideally, you want to have a set of routines that you're going to focus on, and the meetings that you know are going to make a difference, that have a structured agenda and a clear objective. And that's how you could turn these meetings from a distraction to traction if you manage them well. Again, less is always better. You only have a certain amount of time and energy to spend on things, so why not do it in the things that are actually going to make a difference? Another way that you can identify actually in practice what are your biggest distractions, it is by doing a self-reflection of what you do every day. So why not track your activities every day, for a week, and categorize them: traction, distraction. And then eventually you can then decide which ones you want to keep doing, because they're going to be distraction activities that you still want to do, but at least you are proactively and consciously deciding that, and not subconsciously being dragged into activities that are not producing traction. So do that. And then as you do that, you will be able to then own your time, own your activities, and be able to focus on the things that matter to you, and see what are the things that are considered distraction for the business, but they are traction to build your relationships. And then what are the things that actually are traction for your business that will be able to help you achieve the goals that you want in your organization. And so that brings me to the last recommendation that I want to give you. When you identify the things that are distractions in your business, or distractions from your business, it is important that now you realize you have this time to use on something. So why not do the activities or the actions that will help you replace distractions with traction activities, so that you can then achieve the goals that you want for your business. So first thing that you need to do is set clear goals for your business. If you break down your goals into daily and weekly priorities, that then will define your routines. What do you do every day to achieve those goals in your business? That will help you focus on traction activities. Something else is delegate effectively. You don't have to do it all. Sometimes we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing, or that we could delegate and we don't for whatever reason. So look at everything that you do, when you're doing the list of traction versus distraction, and the things that are giving you traction. Do you have to do them? Does it really have to be you, or can you delegate to someone else that may even be able to do it better than you? And if you do that and go ahead and delegate them, now you have time free to be able to focus on the things that you have to do that are traction activities. activities. Another best practice or tip that you may do is batch your activities. As you realize a certain list of activities that definitely are traction activities that you should be the one doing them, why not group them together, batch them together so that you can block times in your calendar, in your weekly calendar, to then focus on doing that. When you do that, they become part of your routines. And this is a way for you to ensure that you're spending the time to focus on those traction activities and actually getting them done, because obviously Tuesdays from 3 to 5 p.m., you always do these things that you know make a difference. And so by making them part of your daily routines, they're more likely to happen in your daily activities. Why not also create systems and tools and processes, that can help you focus on those traction activities? One of the things that I know that I love, that I could not do what I do, is with my calendar and my phone. My calendar is a great company for me. Every day, one of the first things that I do is look at my calendar. I don't go to bed before looking at my calendar to see what's happening the next day. Throughout the day, I'm looking at my calendar because I want to make sure that I'm not missing the traction activities that I said that were important enough to put in my calendar and then miss them, right? Because when you're not paying attention to your time, especially if you spend the time to manage and schedule things that you know are important, if you don't make sure that you review them and get them done, then you are getting distracted by the things that are not going to bring positive traction in your organization. So I hope that this was helpful to you to be able to determine what is a traction building activity versus a distraction activity, and to really think about what are the benefits of you owning your time and your focus on where you're spending your time on. Because if you do that, not only you're going to get increased revenue because you're going to be doing the things that actually produce increased revenue, then you're going to be able to increase profitability, because again, traction producing activities will increase profitability. You will be able to have better work-life balance because you're going to get rid of things that are distractions that you really do not want to spend time on, but you are just unconsciously wasting time on. And you're going to be able to achieve your business and financial goals a lot faster because you're going to be focusing your time on the things that will actually make a difference. I know that one of the things that our clients from our mastermind really have enjoyed is the concept of the routines that I've been mentioning. This routine concept is something that we introduced to managers programs and to the district manager program, and that we bring to our franchisees. And one of the things that we've been told is as they have implementing these routines in their calendar, they have become much more productive and effective at what they do every day. And at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We're here to share ideas, best practices, and tips for you to be able to be successful in your franchise business. And I hope that with this podcast and this sharing, will actually help you be able to accomplish that. So I'm going to leave you by saying that focus on traction producing activities, because those are the ones that are going to help you achieve the business and financial goals that you want and improve the quality of your life. So before we go, I want to make sure that I remind you, please, if you are enjoying what we're sharing here, go ahead and subscribe to our podcast, give us a thumbs up, and comment with us. Share with us what kind of things do you do that you have found that have helped you be more effective, helped you produce traction in your business. I would love to hear that. Or the other way around, if you have things that you have experienced and noticing as you're thinking through this that are things that are distraction activities, and how those have been affecting the results of your business that could be so much better if you did not have those distractions. So if you share those in the comments, this will be helpful, for everyone else that is watching this podcast and that is sharing and is part of our community. I love for this to be interactive, and I would love to hear from you because you're doing this every day and you also have ideas that can help others. So with that, thank you for being with me today, and we'll see you in the next one.